Okay, Imam, we want to write a program that displays number from 1 to 8 in the output.
All right then. As always, we're gonna create a new project, a Java application. Let's call it 1 to what number?
8 to
Okay,
8.
1 to 8. 1 to 8 print. Okay, let's get rid of the comments. So, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna use a for loop to do that. Okay, so we're gonna create a new variable in this for called I. We're gonna equal it to 0. Then we're gonna say until our I is smaller or equal to 8, then add 1 value to our I. So then we're gonna write a print statement, system.out.print. So we're gonna put I in here, and because we want to add some space to it, we're gonna plus it to a space between two double quotations. So let's run our program to see the output. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, as you can see, the program is started from a 0 because we entered 0 here. If we want to start from 1, we're gonna set the I to 1. Then it's going to start from 1 to 8.
Yeah, but I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, what should I do if I want to have the rest of your videos?
You can always go and subscribe to our channel. Like, I'm gonna put this our channel link in the description of the video. So, other questions?
Yeah, now if we want to display numbers from 1 to n in the output.
So I'm going to use another project. 1 to n. I'll call it 1 to n print. So quickly remove the comments. Alright, we're gonna get the n numbers from the user. So at first obviously we need to import our scanner. So here we import our scanner, then we ask our user to enter his or her number. Enter number. So then we're gonna define our scanner. If you don't know exactly how we do this stuff, you can check out the videos from lessons before. So scanner input equals new scanner, in the parentheses system.in. Next, I'm going to equal this input from the user to a variable. So I'm going to define a new variable called a and equal it to the user's input.nextInt. And now I'm going to use that input from the user in a for loop. So I create my loop. So to 0 I equal 0, then I is smaller equal than a, the user's input. So next I'm gonna add one value every time to my I value. So here I'm going to again write the print statement, print, so I plus this little space here. So that's it. Let's run our program to see what happens. Okay, it's asking me to enter the A, excuse me. So I'm going to say 9, for example. So as you can see, it's running the program from 0 to 9. And again,
Yeah,
as I
and
yes.
yeah, and the variable O must be of integer type.
It can be a float type. It's not really important because I'm not going to actually print this a variable. I'm just going to use it to compare this I and a. So again, with a float a, there isn't any difference. It's still gonna run the program properly.
Yes.
Okay, and again, as I said, if you want to start from a 1, you can just correct this 0 to 1 and the program will start counting from 1. Alright, now we want to create a program that has this output that obviously we're gonna again use a for, maybe 2 fors this time. So how do we do that? Let's jump into learning. Alright, let's create a new project then. I want to call this output 1. Okay, again with these comments. So what we're gonna do is to have 2 for loops in between each other, one between the other. So first I'm going to write the inner loop, the inner for loop, that is gonna count the numbers in one line. Then I'm going to write the second for loop to space interspace between the numbers and just lower them one by one. So this inner loop, I'm going to again write it. It starts from 0. Then my inner loop called A is smaller than J. This J will be created in our outer loop. So first have it like this, and add one value to my loop, to my inner loop. So here I'm going to write a print statement to make it work. So print, and this I plus 1 space. So now for my outer loop, I'm going to just the output here. Let's make a little space here to create it better. So my outer loop is gonna have a j variable. It is equal to 6 because I'm going to have numbers from 1 to 5. I'm going to enter 6 here because this I is going to be performed until it's lower than 6. That's actually 5. So until number 5, this inner loop is going to be executed. So until my j variable is bigger than 0, then minimize one value from my j variable. So that's how we're gonna do it. Then in my outer loop, I'm going to use another print statement. This one is just going to enter space between the counting numbers. System.out.println. This println is going to help me with those spaces. So this is my inner loop, this is my outer loop, and another bracket for the main class. So that's it. Let's run our project to see if we have the right output. Okay, as you can see, the numbers is getting down, descending from 5 to 4 to 3, and it's again started from 0. And as you know, if we want to start it from 1, we can just change this 0 to 1, and then we're gonna have our numbers descending from 1 to 2 to 3, 4, 5 to 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how it's gonna go.
Now, if you want to change j with 6 with, for example, 10.
If you want to just have it from 10, then you just add 11 here. This is gonna descend from 10. As you can see, it's running properly from 10 to 1.
Yeah, very good. But now if we use a variable instead of 11 in this program,
So
for example,
what variable?
if you want to have, for example, n, and then we want to use then instead of 11.
So you mean we get the number from the user?
Yes.
So in that case, again, gonna need to import a scanner first. java.util.scanner. Then I'm going to define my scanner. Can I put equal new scanner system.in. Then I'm going to ask my user to enter his or her number. Enter number. Then I'm going to put that input in a value called n, as you said. input dot next int. Okay, the users is maybe gonna enter 10. So here, instead of 11, I'm going to say this 10 plus 1, so that I will again get that 11. So the program, run the program from 10 to 1. So
Yes.
let's run this program. Okay, it's telling me to enter numbers, so let's say 10. Yes, as you can see, the descending numbers are coming down from 10 to 1.
And I have another question.
Yes.
What happens if we write, for example, in the line 21?
21.
If we write, yeah, in line 21, if we write J instead of I.
Well, we're definitely gonna have another output, obviously. So let's try it. As you can see, let's say 8. The program gonna have this output. It's descending numbers from 999 to 888, 77. That's how it's gonna go. But the output, it's obviously gonna change. So that's how it will be. Okay, let's say this time we want to have an output like this. We enter a number, and the number is going to be repeated again and again in a one line, and then going to continue in an ascending way. Well, as it may surprise you, but that output is going to have something like the same coding as the program before that I explained to you. So I'm just going to use the last program to I'm going to just change a few things in it, and then you'll see that we get that output that I showed you. So here, when I get the number from the user, this time I'm going to have j equal to 1, because I'm going to need to start from line 1, and I'm gonna then I'm going to change this 0 to j is smaller than a, smaller than n, excuse me. But not smaller and bigger equal to j, because it's already probably is j is probably is bigger than the n. So then I'm going to add one value to this j for it to get to the j, and in the end it will stop executing this for loop. So my int I is going to have the same coding for this part, but for this part is going to be smaller equal, but not to n, to j, because it's going to be executed until it reaches the j value, and then it will stop executing. So on this part, that's the important part. I'm going to have j instead of I, and then add one space to it. So let's execute our program. So like the last one, I'm going to enter 9, and as you can see, I'll have the same output as I showed you, but with the last program and adding a few changes to it. So don't forget to subscribe to us and follow our YouTube channel, and that's it. Thank you for joining us.